Hi, this is Michael Orrell from MobileBurn.com, and I have with me the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. It's a dual-core 1.2 gigahertz processor in there, and it comes in two different storage capacities, 16 and 32 gigabytes. It goes on sale for $399 and $499 respectively. Okay, let's pull it out of the box and see what we got. Some sort of overview. Peel Smart Remote. Okay, and here's the device. Look for the power buttons up here on the upper right hand edge. Powered on. And take a look at the rest of the box while we're here. Samsung's USB charger, relatively large. The US plug goes right in there. Otherwise, we've got warranty, terms and conditions, that kind of stuff. Pair of white headphones. I can get them out of here. Stereo headphones with a little bit of ear gel on it, an ear type. There's a microphone with controls for volume and call answer. And naturally, we have a proprietary USB cable because it does not use micro USB for charging or data. And also failed to point out there's a couple extra ear gels for the earbuds. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the hardware. Up front and center, obviously, we've got a 7-inch display, and that's 1024 by 600 pixels of resolution. Speaker grill up here, forward-facing 2-megapixel camera for video chat. If we go and look at the edge here, you can see we've got the power standby button right here. Also had volume control. There's this little thing right here is the IR remote port, and I'll show you how that works with the Peel remote application. If we go up on this edge, you can see we've got a microphone pinhole and a 3.5mm headphone jack. Nothing too much to see on this edge except for the micro SD memory card slot. There's 16 or 32 gigabytes of storage built into the Wi-Fi models, and of course you can add up to 32 gigabytes with the micro SD memory card slot. Down here, a pair of speaker ports and also the proprietary Samsung data and charging port. Flip around to the back of the device. You can see a 3-megapixel camera right there with an LED flash and a nice textured gray back. It's kind of a metallic gray, gunmetal gray or something. It's really kind of cool. Not too gaudy and has a pretty good feel on it. It doesn't seem to show fingerprints much, as you can see as I'm trying to smudge it up here. The device weighs about 345 grams and is 10 millimeters thick. It's powered by a dual-core 1.2 gigahertz processor and a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which is not too bad. Alright, so let's take a look around at the device. It's a Honeycomb 3.2 device. 3.2 added support for smaller displays like the 7-inch display on this one. You can see it's fairly straightforward looking, but we have some Samsung TouchWiz enhancements here in the notification area and some of the controls. It's just much better done than the default Google system. There's also access to some extra applications that are really cool in that they can just sit right on top of whatever application you're currently working on. And notice I'm still able to use the application behind it. This is the Task Manager, for example. It's really cool. Just tap down here at the bottom and you can get to any of these. It's a great way to get to some extra information. Yeah, so I'll pull up the pen memo as well and just do a quick doodle here and say I'm done. We'll save that for some other time. Close it out. Really, really slick. And you also notice that the icons down here for controlling the device, back, home, and the task switcher all look much more appropriate. It's much more obviously a house and things like that. This last button down here in the corner is for screen captures, so you can take a screen capture of whatever it is that you happen to be working on. Tap up here and you can see the configurations, what you can do. You can add widgets to things, and a lot of widgets on Android Honeycomb are resizable, so let's tap through to that one and take a look at it. Put a long press on the widget. Long press on the widget, then you can see how I can stretch it out, make it as large as I want basically. Long press it again, drag it up here to remove to get rid of it. Quite a number of widgets to choose from, email inboxes, Gmail, search, a lot of good things there. I'm not real fond of the honeycomb layout and how you have to navigate through this, but some people seem to like it. Also, you can add app shortcuts and change wallpaper naturally. And there's some extra little functions here. For example, select setting and then say you just want to go quite rapidly into the Bluetooth settings. Now anytime you hit that, it takes you right to Bluetooth settings in the settings screen. Notice the settings screen has been changed. It's quite colorful and much better looking than the stock version. Go back home. Task switcher again, so you can see I can just jump from one application to another. Let's pull up something different. Maybe the browser here. It's talking about the some of the gesture-based systems it supports. Pull up the browser. While that's loading, hit the task switcher here, and I can go jump back into settings, and I can quickly get back to the browser. Main menu is accessed up here in the top. Samsung has changed this as well. It's definitely better than the stock honeycomb version. You can see there's two panes here, and everything's nice, proper colors. It just makes a lot more sense. You still have access to My Apps though, which allows you to quickly get to anything that you've downloaded. We've jumped into the Android market just so I can download something, install it, and show you how that shows up in the main menu. It's downloading the application now. This is the Wi-Fi only model, of course, so there's no 3G or 4G connectivity. Okay, and the application has been added. If we jump back to the main menu and go over to My Apps, we should still see Skitch there now. So here's the web browser. Everything works quite well. You see you've got a double tap intelligent zooming, pinch zooming as well. Real tabs up top so you can switch back and forth or easily create a new window. Works in portrait mode as well. Load up a page here. We'll go back into landscape mode so we can watch this video. The 1.2 gigahertz dual core processor does pretty well with Flash.
Hi guys, this is Michael Orl from MobileBurner.com. Today I have with me the T-Mobile Sonic 4G.
Take a quick look at a couple of widgets here. You can see there's two bookmark widgets, and then here's two contact widgets right underneath it. You just tap on the contact, and then it gives you access to whatever you can do with that contact based on the amount of information you have. This is the email widget. See, it's scrollable, and you can switch between the combined views for multiple email boxes or to any individual one. So I'm going to tap on this message here, bring up the email client. Here you can see the message, and here's another one. Let's quickly scroll through here. This one has some formatted text, so you can see what that looks like. Multi-touch zooming, and it reflows the text. Tap up here to switch between different email boxes or into a combined view, so you can see the purple messages are from AIM and the green ones are from Gmail. I'm going to try to show you some text input and manipulation using the reply function. I'm going to tap in here, and I can easily type something out. This works pretty well. I'm not having any problems with it. But I've been having a terrible time trying to select text. See, I can place the cursor by tapping, but I'm not always getting it accurately. And I'm trying to select text and just often losing it. It's really been very, very difficult for me to use. Let's see if I can copy that and paste that in. There we go, kind of worked there. There's some other text input methods as well. You can see gesture based. It's not quite recognizing what I'm doing. Let's try this. It's getting closer, but you can see I'm having a real tough time with it. Much better off going with the standard keyboard. Can send that message, and there we go. And this is the Gmail client. I'm pulling this up just so I can show you that message we just sent. Shows the threaded conversation view, and you can take a look at the quoted text with the formatting as well. No multi-touch zooming support in Gmail though. Okay folks, I'm going to try to demonstrate this. I'm going to try to demonstrate the Peel Smart Remote application. It's a little hard to do because of the logistics here. But basically you configure it to work with your television. I have a Samsung TV here, and with your service, which is Fios in my case. And then you can tell what channels you have, and you can define favorites and navigate things. And so I'm going to tap here, and you can go by what category you want to go to. I'm just going to go back to favorites and hopefully get this to work. Now you have to point it down, so I'm going to try to point it appropriately and tap on burn notice here, and then you can see it still says you can watch on TV, and I'm going to tap there. Let's see if I can get it to work. And there it goes. I have to admit that the range doesn't seem to be very good on the transmitter, and it also doesn't seem to have a pretty wide angle of showing the beam out there, so kind of difficult to work. But otherwise you have controls for navigating, so you can turn volume up and down just by swiping through here, go through the menus and the OK button just like you would on the regular remote. It's pretty cool. I just don't know that the IR transmitter is strong enough to make it useful. And now that you've seen it actually does work, I'm going to give you a better view of what it looks like just by going through here on the camera. Do notice that these things are often slow to load up, but it's still pretty cool in that it seems to have everything, and it's nicely organized, much better organized than the guide on my Fios set-top box. You can power on the devices and everything like that as well. Here's some quick settings. You can have multiple devices configured. It's pretty cool. I really again worry about how well that the transmitter is going to work. So that's my very quick look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. This is the Wi-Fi model. It's going to be available in a 4G version on some carriers as well. For MobileBurn.com, I'm Michael Orl. Thanks for watching.